Greetings and welcome to Kasi Exposure News. This is the directing anchor Indipile Madlekyana, and today we are with a community leader. We've been trying to get hold of him for quite a long time, but finally today we got hold of him and we are doing the interview finally. So we'll be speaking about himself as a public figure first of all, and we'll speak about his political background and insight on Overstrand politics as a whole. So welcome to Kasi Exposure News, Councillor. It's great to have you here. So can you please just tell us a bit about yourself first of all?
Firstly, thank you very much, Indipile, for not getting tired of looking for me. As you understand that we are in election fever, and I still have a responsibility also in the state to our local government, which is the municipality. So the program has been quite hectic since the announcement of the election and the registration. But thank you very much for having me here today, and it is great to be part of this interview. And as Indipile indicated, my name is Lindile, and people, they know me as Lindile. I'm a councillor from Overstrand municipality, but I'm also a mayoral committee member. I'm in the cabinet of the executive mayor for Overbeck district municipality. But on other cap from my political organization, as you can see my t-shirt, I'm serving on the structure of the executive, which is called East Region Executive, whereby we look after 14 constituencies or we look after 14 municipalities.
Oh, okay. So I have wondered for quite a long time about your political background. Where do you come from with politics? Why did you decide to go into politics? So what's your political background?
First, let me say I never wanted to be part of politics, but when I was growing up as a young man from Khayelitsha, I had interest of assisting those who cannot be able to do for themselves in the community. So I was that young boy. When I see an old a woman or old man that cannot carry a grocery and assist it, and it started there to be having an interest about community development, and I started there to be part of structures in terms of the community, to assist the community in that space, but not thinking that today I would be part of politics. I was dreaming, and I'm still dreaming, that I will be a radio presenter, I will be a journalist at the end. I never knew that I would be sitting here and then you are interviewing me today. So, and then after that, when I went to school, I became in politics of the ANC, and then I was in youth league from Khayelitsha, and then that's how it started for me to be in politics. Then I moved to Hermanus while I was still in school in 2003, and then when I moved here, then I still continue with being part of the community, being part of the ANC structures. Then later, in 2011, I decided to join the Democratic Alliance.
Interesting. So now I want to know what influenced that change from the ANC to the DA. You know that these two parties have different views, political views, they have different ideologies. So what influenced that transition?
For me, the problem that I had when I was growing up with the ANC, it was a same song, but with a different chant, but I was not seeing the implementation.
Yeah.
If you look at the policies of the ANC, and then when they articulate those policies, you will say, wow, these are the great policies. But now the problem in terms of the implementation, because you must transfer from a policy to be implemented.
Yeah.
And that's where the problem I had. Then at that stage, I sit down. Fortunately, I was not recruited by anyone to the DA. I sit down because I'm the person who like to be on the social media, especially during the night, and to research, be on Google and do all of those things.
Yeah.
Then I look at the difference between these policies in terms not only the ANC, not only the DA and other political parties. You remember that time there was a party that was existing, which is COPE. I look at also to COPE and all of that, and I discovered that the only party that speak to my values and principle is only the DA. But also, I did not like the direction where the ANC was taking the country, because they were using only the card of a black person, or to say, to me it looked as if it's only the party that belongs to the blacks. What South Africa that I would love to see tomorrow is a South Africa of different race together, with one voice and one unity to develop the country. We should move away from the apartheid. Yes, we cannot forget the history. There was the apartheid. It's good, and we must lecture people about the history. There was the apartheid pre-1994. After 1994, there was a democracy that started, and we should continue on the basis and the foundation of that democracy to move together and build a better South Africa for all of us. So the ANC and other political parties were using, I can name them, Freedom Front Plus, it's only using the Afrikaners and all of that.
Yes.
Then I discovered that the Democratic Alliance is only the party that has got all different kind of race, white, black and colored, whether you green or, and one of the policies that I like about the DA is that your background, my background, it does not determine what kind of a person I am or what kind of a person I will be tomorrow. But the talent determine what kind of a person I am. So that is the reason that I've transformed from the ANC to move to the DA. Lastly, one of the things the ANC always preach to our people, our brothers and sisters, about the apartheid. They always remind our people about pre-1994. They are not because they don't have anything to speak about in terms of how are they going to integrate, develop, and move forward with the country. So those things made to me to think, okay, I think the only party that will make a better South Africa with green, yellow, or whatever color is, it will be the only the DA. That's why I became a member of the Democratic Alliance.
Wow, that's inspirational, of course, because it's clear. The reason is clear. So we know that you are the ward councillor candidate for Ward 5 in the Overstrand. So I want to know, first of all, which party is currently governing that part of Overstrand?
Currently, the party that is governing the Overstrand. That's your question. Or the Ward 5.
The Ward 5.
The Ward 5 currently is governed by the ANC, which is I'm the currently PR there, and then I'm standing, or I avail myself and my organization, which is I'm grateful, decided to allow me to that space, because I want the people of Ward 5 to have a choice come the 1st of November. They know what the DA has done in Ward 5 in terms of fixing the roads, in terms of dealing with infrastructure, in terms of fixing the stormwaters. You will know that many times in many years close to the taxi rank, it used to flood during the rains. Cars cannot pass, people cannot walk. But those things now are over. You'll know that before our time, we used to have a school in Ward 5, which is a high school, but it looked like a walkie or something, which is, it was a career. But we managed to have a new career today.
Yes.
You know that We don't have a library in Zwellige. It was burnt down in 2018 during riots, but there will be a library in Zwellige that it will be a higher standard. There are a lot that I can mention that us as a DA government, myself as part of the PR in that ward, that I've raised, and through the structures of the municipality, through the executive mayor, which is currently the DA mayor, and the majority, which is currently the DA in this municipality, and we're able to look after the people of Ward 5. It's up to them to choose on the 1st of November, but what they're going to vote for is what they're going to get at the end.
All right. So I was actually about to ask if enough is being done in Ward 5, but I think you have answered that question when you were speaking, but I don't know if I should ask it so that you can
no,
more information.
I want to say to you, no, it can't be. It's not enough. More needs to be done. Yesterday I was at informal settlement of Asazani, where I received a quite number of complaints. And then I said to myself, it can't be. And there were a lot of things that were named that they cannot get access to this office at the municipality and all of that. And then I've asked them, did you raise it to your ward councillor? And then they said, yes, we tried, but we could not get the ward councillor. There are a lot that is need to be done. We can be able to change the situation of Ward 5. Firstly, the unemployment. And also you'll note that in Ward 5, part of Ward 5 in Krizani on the street close to Marikana, and part of Ward 12, there is illegal connection, where the elders and others are suffering in terms of the power, on top of the load shedding that we're getting, all of us from the national government. But they have a permanent load shedding that even if you start to cook something, it happens, the power is off. There are many that needs to be done. But as you can see now, after we're done with stormwaters, we are busy now fixing those part of the potholes and all of that. And there are lights that are not on. Those things don't need to wait for a certain date or a certain month. They need to be fixed regularly, and the only government that can be able to do that, because fortunately the DA has got a system to look and to do a performance to us to see if we do what they believe as a party, and they remove if we don't do that. So I will make sure, because the DA will keep me accountable in that. So much more is needed to be done in Ward 5. That's why the people of Ward 5 should vote for the DA.
All right. So that's how we wrap up our interview. I believe that the viewers, they do get an idea of what your intentions are for Ward 5, what are your intentions for the Overstrand municipality. And I am sure that even the voters will make the right choice. Thank you very much for joining us today. That was Councillor Lindile Ntsabo, Ward 5 Councillor candidate for the Democratic Alliance. Till next time.